This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So what we discussed in the yesterday class, guys, anyone guys can we explain what we discussed in the yesterday class?
On the Informatica components and then the transformations like active,
Yeah.
passive.
So okay, what is the active transformation?
That changes the number of rows from the source to target.
Yeah. Active and passive. Okay, active transformation and passive transformation. So active transformation is nothing but the whenever we pass the data, whenever we apply the transformations from source to target. Okay, so the number of records should change based on those transformations. Okay, those kind of transformations we call as active transformations. Okay, so while applying the transformation, the number of records should not change from source to target. So those kind of transformations we call as a passive transformation. Okay, the active transformation is nothing but, for example of the active transformation, as a filter transformation, okay, routed transformation, aggregate transformation. So these kind of transformations. And the passive transformation is a rank transformation, expression transformation, sorted transformation. So these are the passive transformations. Okay, let me today we'll go further, and also just I'm prepared guys for you the test cases and test scenario. So based on your requirement, okay, so I'm going to share today this one based on your requirement, your company project. Based on that, you have to take these scenarios. So not for all mandatory, but whatever the requirement, based on the requirement. So based on these are the things you have to consider the prepare at the time of the test case preparation. Okay, one is the mapping document validation. Okay, the mapping document validation. Now we are going to do the verify the mapping document whether the corresponding ETL transformation is provided or not. So for example, whichever I showed you some transformations, some mapping sheet. So in that it's not clear, they didn't fill properly. Okay, in that case you have to raise a hand and you have to tell in the stand up. So this is not the clear up to not, it's not clear. For example, you can see here, I'm going to open the mapping sheet. Okay, for this column, they didn't mention anything from where it is coming from, what logic they implemented. Okay, some columns they didn't mention. So this kind of scenario you have to highlight. So what is this column? So it is coming from direct column, but is there any logic they mentioned or not? They have to update, right? Is a direct column or derived column? Otherwise, you have to take the direct column. If anything is missing the logic, then you have to highlight. Okay. So in that scenario, you have to just cross check with the team, the developer team or a technical or tech or BA, anyone. So you have to get it. These are the direct columns or derived columns. So as part of this, it will be direct columns. We considering as a direct column. Okay. So like that, these kind of validations you have to do at the time of the mapping sheet they provided. All the information it will be properly provided or not. If they provided the mapping correctly, then we have to go and start our test case preparation based on the mapping sheet. Okay. And then I told the structure validation. I told the job validation that we have to do. Okay, mandatory, and along with the structure validation. Still not yet completed this one, but I prepared the some kind of scenarios we prepared. Validate the source data. These are I explained, guys. Structure validation. What kind of validations we are going to do? The relationship is referential integrity. Validate the name of the columns in the target against the mapping document. Source data type length should not less than the target data type length. Verify that the field types or format are specified, means data types. Field types and the format is nothing but the what kind of decimal points are there, all those things. Length of the data type, both structure and target should be equal or greater than the equal. Source data type and target data type should be same. against corresponding mapping document. So these kind of things you have to mention your test cases. If you want, you can elaborate more thing and then you can create more test cases. Okay. Data consistency and the data completeness test, data correctness. So whatever I explained, same thing only, but the way of a different way we are just mentioning the points here. Okay. Null validation. The null values where not null specified the specific condition. Means how we are checking this one. Select star from the table name where the business key column is null or not. So like that we are going to check the null validation. Duplicate check. Is there any date validations? Means from date to date. Okay. Complete data validation. Data cleansing. So these kind of things we prepare. Just I'm going to share for this further. It will be useful, guys. It will be useful, this document. Okay. Okay. Next we'll go for the, yeah, this is already we discussed. We are going to close this one. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see now the transformations. Okay. I'll stop the project, this one. I'll start the other one. One second, guys. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen, right? Okay. So last class we discussed about the, sorry. Yes, I'm opening the VMware. So I told you how to start the Informatica in the last class. You have to go all programs or Informatica is there here. The services, you have to start the services first before open any tool. You have to start the Informatica services. Okay. Once the Informatica service started, then you have to go the client side, and then you have to open the whatever you want, that window you have to open. Designer, you have the 4 components, guys. Repository, designer, workflow manager, workflow monitor. Okay, these are the 4 components are there in the Informatica. Okay, here out of 4 we are using, as part of the QA, we are using only these 2, workflow manager and workflow monitor. These 2 only we are going to use in the real time. Okay, in the workflow manager we are going to start the jobs, we are going to execute the jobs. Okay, the workflow monitor, so whatever the job we executed, we can able to see the log files, session logs we are going to see the workflow monitor. Okay, these are the 2 components we are going to use in real time. So we don't want the designer or we don't want the repository. This everything will be taken by the developers. Okay, we don't need to do anything, just we need to start the job, that's it. We don't need to create any transformation, we don't need to generate anything, no need to develop any code here. Okay, that's why I'm saying don't bother about the tools, just focus on the how you are going to validate which scenarios. So that's why I'm keep on telling. Okay, maybe we can take the different tool, the different tool also it will just we are going to execute the job. If it don't know the how to execute, then they will give you, whether you worked on the different tool, so they will explain you, they will give the KT 1 or 2 days how you have to open the tool and how you need to execute, where you need to execute the jobs. Sometimes they won't give access itself for ETL tools, most of the companies. they won't give access. Whenever we require the job execution, whenever we request to the team, they will execute the jobs for us. Then we have to start the testing, the structure validation, all those things. Okay. Okay, we'll see. So we are going to see what kind of transformations are in the Informatica means. You can able to see all those things here. So this is the filter transformation, expression transformation, update strategy, and then this aggregated transformation. So like that. So you can see if you go to here transformation, you can able to create the transformation. You can see the how many. By default, it will be the source call for I told. Whenever we pull the source table, okay, automatically it will get the one transformation. That transformation called as source call for transformation, inbuilt transformation. Okay. Then you can see the transformation list. So these many transformations are there in the Informatica. See how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, almost 32 are there, guys. Here the 32 transformations are there. Okay, maybe in the later versions, maybe now it will be 10 point something, the later version. Maybe it could be updated also. Okay, this is 8.6 version I am using. So here almost 32 transformations are there. Okay, so in this 32, the frequently they are going to use the 10 transformations. Okay, by default will be source call for, update strategy, expression, aggregate transformation, filter, lookup, joiner, router, rank, sorter. These kind of transformation they're going to frequently they're going to use, guys. Union transformation. Okay. Yeah. So these things they're going to use in the frequently. Okay. Clear, right? As of now, how many transformations are there? What kind of transformations are there? Okay. So earlier we executed one sample one. Now we are going to see the maybe aggregate transformation, filter transformation, expression. So this kind of transformations we are going to see now. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to use the aggregate transformation first. So this is my employee table. Okay, the employee table by default it will generate the one transformation, that is a source call for transformation. So in the source transformation, this is my target table. So they want the table wise. See my target table. What is my requirement here? So department wise, what is the maximum salary? What is the minimum salary? What is sum of salary? And how many employees are there? So I'm going to, this is my target table. This is my requirement. So how they are going to achieve this one? By applying the transformation, aggregate transformation, they're going to load into the department wise what is the salaries. For that they're going to build the aggregate transformation. See here. So what are the columns are required for this one to achieve? I'm taking only salary, department number. These I created newly columns they're going to create. Okay, there is no input column. On top of the salary column they created. So group by, on one top they're giving the group by department. These are the logic they implemented, guys. This is the logic they implemented to achieve this one. This logic in the true Informatica. Okay, so we don't only need to bother about what they, how they achieved all those things. Our intention is we have to validate this data and this data, the source data and target data is exactly matching based on the requirement logics. Okay, So how to write the query for this, guys? Tell me, can you try prepare the query? How to prepare the query to validate the data? For example, I want to validate the minus query. I want to see the source minus target data, target minus source data. How can you prepare the query for this transformation? This is your requirement. So guys, tell me anyone tell me what is my source query? How you are going to build the source query? Or I want to match the source code equal to target code. For example, I am going to execute the job. Okay, let's see, I'm going to execute the job. What is this one? M underscore emp underscore aggregate. So I want to find out the count, match, count, duplicate check, and the business key columns. All those things, test cases I want to perform now. Okay. So here I'm explaining the simple transformation, guys. But the same transformation they will use the complexity. There is a more columns, number of columns, number of logics are more. Okay, it will be more the complexity part. Okay. What is the flow underscore aggregate, right? Yeah. Yeah. See, guys. So I'm going to execute this is my workflow. So it's showing some error. See, some issues, some error is showing. What is that one? Why it's showing like this? Let's see. What happened? Configurations, mappings, emp underscore aggr. Oracle source is fine. This is Oracle target is fine. The transformation is fine. Then why it's showing the error? We save this one. Let's see. Okay, we'll run this one. We'll see if any errors. We'll see. Just start workflow. Okay. See how to schedule that one. All those things, you guys. Okay. What is the dependency? If they want dependency, they will set the dependencies. Okay. Start workflow. We'll see if there are any errors. It will throw or not. We'll see. Yeah. It will open the workflow monitor. Okay. Automatically, first time it will open. Second onwards, no need to. If you not open the first time, automatically it will open. You have to connect the monitor. So this is a VMware, right? That's why it's very slow. Yeah, which one I ran today? Yeah, this is a batch. So batch 1 is completed, and then we'll see the 721 we run. So today's one it's not at all executed. This is the 721 guys. This 721, not today one. Okay. So why it's not executed? You can go and see. It's not at all started. Something happened this issue. Last saved user by the administrator. What happened? Yeah, now it's executed. Sorry, earlier also it's executed. You can see. Now I didn't see. It's failed. Guys, you can see the failed this one. What is the why it's failed? You can see. Okay. Go to session log. Why it's failed? You have to raise a defect for this one. Okay. Why its job itself failed? Now to fetch the log. Logs are no recorded requested session or workflow. So some issue on the job side itself. So whenever we are executing the job, it's failing. It's not at all executing the job. Okay. So we have to this P1 issue we have to raise because we are unable to go on the next level. Okay. Because mark the session or session instance impacted. Integration service is not configured to run the impacted session. So they didn't configure guys. So that is the reason it's not executed, not even started this one. Okay. We'll see some other workflow for aggregate transformation. I'm going to check this one. One more is there. Yeah. So we'll see the what is aggregate transformation. I'm going to open the yeah. I'm taking the one more this one. Same here also. This one the newly one more created. Department wise sum of salary, max of salary, min of salary, count of employee. The table name will be you can able to see here itself guys. What is the table name and what is the database? Like that we can able to see in the real time. EMP underscore aggregate underscore new is the table name. I'll show you one for reference in the maybe tomorrow I will show you the BODS real time job also I will show you. Okay. EMP underscore AGG underscore new underscore Oracle. So means Oracle database will be Oracle, schema will be Oracle, and this is the table name. Okay. So I'm going to execute this job. Okay. How to execute? Right click. Just on start workflow. Go and see the monitor. Sorry, there is a monitor. So it's running. The monitor is running. You can see the statistics. You can able to see. Once the job is executed, you can able to see the statistics. This much time taking. Problem with the services. Yeah, see guys, succeeded. Job is succeeded. So still the workflow is running. Yeah, succeeded. Okay. Now you can see what is my source table count. 20 records. Okay. How many it will be loaded? 4 records the target. Why it's loaded 4 means so we are grouping the department wise. You are grouping here. So how many distinct departments are there in the this table? It will load into the same that many records. It will be loaded into the my target table. Okay. Then for this, now we have to start the validations, actual validation. The job is executed now. Okay. So what kind of validations I told? The first will be, yes, I'm going to open the target database. Structure validation. Tell me what kind of validations we are performing as part of the structure validation. First, you have to check the structure data type and then size of data type and size. Okay. Very slow. And guys, it's another system, I think. Not trusted. Yeah, already got it. Okay, it's very slow, guys. How to check the structure? DESC, and then you have to take the table name. What is the table name? The table name. DESC EMP underscore AGG underscore new. Okay. Just I executed this one. See, this is my department number, sum of salary, max of salary, min of salary. This is the columns. Okay, this is the data types. Okay, this is by default data type. It will take size, default size. Okay, maybe 10 or something it will take by default. Okay, so same thing you have to go and perform the, as of now we don't have the mapping sheet, right? So they'll go and check the source count for the validation purpose. They are going to check the source DESC. This is my source table. Okay, what is the size for those columns? So employee number, so department number will be 2 is there. So here also 2 is there. Fine, department number is 2. The salary is the next salary. Salary is 7. Is it acceptable, guys? Is it acceptable? 7, 2 is there here also.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
How you can say yes? For example, I have
Precision,
the,
sir.
for example, I have the 1 lakh records, 1 lakh employees are there. Okay, 1 lakh records are there. So if you sum of the salary, each employee salary, maybe it will be 10 crores something. Okay, what is 7 means? What is the 7? How many digits you will get? 1, 0,
That's the number of digits.
4, 5, 6, 7. Means 1s, 2, 10s, 100s, 1000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakhs,
Yeah,
right?
this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. Target column size should always be greater than the source column
So
size.
this is a derived column. That's why I told guys clearly.
Yeah.
So derived columns, you have to check the, it will be greater than only, not the source column. So what is a column? What is the derived functionality you have to use? So for example, here the 1 lakh employees are there in this scenario. Example, take the one scenario. 1 lakh employees are there in my source table. It could be possible, or it can be customers, not only employees, they may be customer. Okay, so 1 lakh customers are there. So their investment, how many are there? Maybe it could be whenever we sum all the 1 lakh customer into, for example, 100 rupees you can take. What happen? It will be more than 1 crore, right? Then you specify the 7,2. Then it will be the data will be incorrect, right? It won't load the properly. Maybe it may be failed, or it may be truncate and the load the data. Okay, this is not the correct way. Okay, max min. Okay, this is a fine. Only one record we are taking. We are checking the maximum record and minimum record. That is fine at least. But the summation, whenever you do the summation, it has to give some more number compared to the source side. The source will be 7. Here also they given the 7 means that is a wrong, incorrect. Some scenarios so it will work. If you are the 100 records or 200 records, in that case it will be work. If you are, for example, take the 10,000 or 1 lakh, then in that scenario it will be failed. That is the reason the structure is very, very important. Structure we have to do properly. Okay, but as of now it will be fine because we have only 10 records are there. It will be work. Our data will properly populate here. Okay, clear guys, understanding? So like that we have to check the thoroughly. You have to think and then you have to take the decision. Is it fine or not? Okay. So emp underscore kgz underscore new. Okay, this is my target table. Now I want to check the count. What is my source count? What is my target count? Okay. How to check the source count? Source count whenever do the, here it will come the 4 records. Source count. Source record will come the 4. But while applying the target C, select count star from emp. This is the schema is different. This is a different schema. This is a different schema. This is a different user. This is a different user. If I did the select count star emp, we got the 20, but my target count will be 4. The source count will be 20. It's not matching. So what we have to do? So what are the logic they implemented in the through ETL? That logic you have to implement in the through source query. Okay. I'm going to give the group by DPT number. Okay. See, like that I got. But I want to count. What do you have to do? Like this query. Got the 4. Okay. So like that you have to implement the logics. If I want to match this, you have to take this screenshot. For each and every test case, you have to take the screenshot, guys. You have to capture the screenshot and you have to maintain in the in a word or in a word. You can copy paste or you can save in the JPG format or anything. But each and every query you have to take the screenshot. It will be evidence. So if you do the count star here, it will come the 4. If you do the count star here, now I got the 4 after applying the department number group by based on the logic. So now the count is matching for us. Okay. Now we have to write the duplicate check. How we are going to check the duplicate? Select. So here the DEPT number is a my column. EMP EGG new group by repeat number having constant greater than 1. Okay, this is my duplicate query. See, there is no duplicate records here. Okay, there is no duplicate records. Okay, so like that you have to write the duplicate query. And then what I told, the business key validation. Next scenario, the business key validations. How you are going to check the business key validations?
Select count.
Yeah. EMP AGG underscore new. Okay, where DPT number is null. This is one query. Okay, first query will see should not populate any records here. The business, for example, I have taken the business key as a department number, so it's working fine. Or department number is just null value. Is there any spaces are loading here? Or you check single quotes. You can use the single quote, one space. So we check the run the query. The same queries we are going to use in the real time also, guys. We are keep on repeating these queries. Only we have to change the table name, column name, and then logic. That's it. Okay, but the method of the execution we are doing the everyday same queries you have to write. There is no change on the query side. Type of a query will be same, but the only logic we have to change the here column name, table name, and the this names. That's it. So here will be what you have to do. Count of distinct DPT numbers. Okay, see, we slow, guys. The 4, the same count you have to check in the source side. How many distinct ref keys are there? So, cut the 4. So like that you have to do. Okay, and then one more thing, you have to check the minus query. How to write the minus query? Okay, here I have the select star from emp underscore egg underscore new. This is my tables. Okay, but I have to check the both of the different schemas, right? So I'm just giving the minus. So I have to implement the source query here. Select. So the number of first, what is if you want to execute the minus set operators, what are the conditions? I told the 2 conditions. One is the number of columns are the number of columns should be same, and the data type should be same, right? For example, if I give the star, so EMP, I execute this one, what happened? Table or view doesn't exist because of this EMP table is not in the data warehouse schema, target schema. This EMP is available in the SCART schema. So that is the reason I told you have to best practice always you have to use the schema name dot table name in the real time. Okay, what is the schema name here? SCART dot emp. Okay, now you can see this error, it won't come next time. See, that error is gone. What is the error now? Query block has incorrect number of result columns. Means here the only 5 columns are there. Here the 10 columns are there. In the EMP table, the number of columns are more, right? On the employee table, only we are taking the only 5 columns. Department wise, max, mins, count, and then those things. Okay. So now you have to correct it. So this also you have to use the, that is the best practice. This is my schema name. Okay. So I'm going to give the columns DPT number, comma, sum of salary, comma, what is the next? Max of salary, comma, min of salary, okay, comma, count of EMP number, employee numbers. Okay. So this I'm going to the group by, you have to implement the group by DPT number. Okay. This is my source query and target query. See, exactly it is matching. Exactly it is matching. Okay. Here you have to observe one thing. So data is exactly matching, but you have to think in the different way here. So if you go to the source data, EMP is there. Okay. Here the salary is not there any null values right now. In future may it come the null value. In future it may come null value. Okay. If the null value, then what is happen? Okay, but we didn't implemented any logic here. We are not just we are applying the aggregate column. Okay, we are applying the aggregate columns. Is there a null values are there? Here there is no null values, then it's working fine your query. Here null values is there, then what is the cause? Even developer also they didn't apply here. Okay, or our also we didn't apply here. Then in case this is incorrect, for example, I am going to insert one record, one data, insert into EMP values. Just I'm going to give not all the values. EMP number, comma, name, comma, salary, comma, DPT number. So these 4 columns are going to insert. Okay. 101, 101, 105. Just I'm going to give the 105. I'm going to give just wrong. Okay, salary will be null. I'm going to give the departmental. Okay, like that I'm going to give the data. Same thing I'm going to give the 106. I'm going to give the location. 20. Okay, sorry, incorrect. The code is missing here. I'm going to commit the Okay, the null values are there. Here is the 105. 105, 106. There's a null values are there. Salary and the null values are there. Now I'm going to execute the job. I'm going to execute the job one more time. Start workflow. Go and see your job. Somewhere it's running. This is the running. You see how the data will populate here. They applied any logics here. They didn't upload any. Just they are taking the direct salary. Okay. We'll see how it will be populated. Yeah, done succeeded. I'm going to see the data, how it populated in the department target table. That here is calculated correctly, but in the real time, the different database, it won't take the null values, it won't consider. Okay, it will populate the null only. It will populate the null only in the real time. Okay, but in the Oracle it's considering, it's not considering the null value here in the Oracle. But if you take the SQL Server and the Hive or cloud department, they won't consider, it will populate the null value only. Where the null is there, null plus something will be null only always. Right? Null plus something will be always will be null. Okay, so here it's fine. But in that scenario, so if you directly sum will be, it will be wrong. That time you have to use the NVL of function. So like that you have to think the scenarios. This is the actual query. NVL of salary comma 0 means whenever the salary will be null, then they'll take a 0. Okay. So like that it has to take. You have to apply this function. That is my intention. So they forget, the developers also they forget, then you also forget, then it will go the wrong data. Okay. So that's why you have to, whenever you have any values or any measures is there, mandatory you have to go and apply that is a null value or not null column. So not null column, then it's fine. If it's a null column, then you have to apply the NVL function in your query. Okay. Then you have to check compare the data. Okay. So the logic you have to implement correctly. The same vice versa you have to do. Vice versa. Here I just again star means all the columns are there. If you want, you can specify the column names, guys. The target schema. So because anyway I'm not applying any logics in the target side, because already logics will be applied through ETL Informatica. That's why I'm not applying any logic in the target query. Only my logics are going to apply in the source query itself always. Okay. See, data is exactly matching. That's why you got the 0 records. If unmatching, is there anything unmatching? Then it will populate the data. Sorry, why it's open. For example, one more record is there. One more record I have added. One more record. 107 record I have added. Some 5,000. Okay, 20 department I added. Because I didn't execute the job. Just I added the data in my source side. If I execute this one, What happened? Automatically the data is mismatched. It will come the data mismatch. See, I got the 20 department data is not matching. But while applying the target minus source, while applying the target minus C, you can see what happened here. You see, we found the one difference because of the some data is added into the my table, source table. That data we didn't ingested the through job. That is the reason this difference it came. Earlier exactly data is matched because of the there is no changes on the source data. Okay, that's why we can't just we will run the multiple times your source query and then we can't check the data population how it will be there. So again, if I run the job, then there is it will be update the data. I'm going to run the job. We are preparing this one. Yeah. You have succeeded. And go and see execute the job. See the query. Only will be 20 record is there. Mismatching. See, now it's exactly matching. Now it's exactly matching because of the we ran the job. I'm executing the source minus target also. Come on, not properly ended. So, clear guys, what kind of scenarios we are doing the same way you can use the multiple transformations. Same way you have to use the multiple transformation, multiple jobs. Okay, for example, I'm going to execute the expression transformation. One is the active transformation I showed you. Okay, see, you'll see I'm going to see the what is the logic they implemented here, the expression. Okay, see, phone number and last name something. So I got the full name, phone number. This is my data. Customer ID, full name, location, and phone number. But what they use for the full name, how they calculated here, you can go and see the logics here. I use the first name hyphen last name. This is the concatenation they used. Okay, this is the logic they used. So whenever we execute the data here, what is the data here? What is the table? Customer table. This is a customer table. Okay, I will go and execute this one. Underscore expression. Underscore cost underscore expression. Cost underscore expression. Can you please find the guys that one? Yeah, this is the cost underscore expression underscore name. That's why if we give the same naming convention, then you can easily understand the what is the mapping, what is the related mapping. Yes, I'm going to execute this one. Job. And go and see the We'll see job is executing correctly or not. Yeah. See, so next is the number of records, guys. The source record, how many are there? What is the target record? See, the number of records will be, there is no change on the this. That's why this kind of records we call as a passive transformations. Expression is nothing but the passive. Okay. Now just we go and see the source table. The same records we have to, same queries you have to repeat, guys. There is no change on the count validation, duplicate validation, minus query validation, business key validation. Everything you have to be repeated samely. Okay. Just I'm seeing the extra from customer. Yeah. This is the my data. Ram Reddy, Shiva Rama, Ravi Kumar. Okay. This is my source data. Okay. How it populated here in the, you can see. What is the table name here? You can go and just find the here table name. T underscore first underscore expression new something. And you can find the table name. First underscore. This is the customer underscore. See, here you see they didn't apply the logic. Now you see the end on one, it will be duplicate records. You found the duplicates, how it will be. First ID, comma, constar from group by customer underscore ID having yeah. If you do this query, what happened? Now I got the duplicates. So they didn't handle the duplicate query properly. So the index they didn't see all the two records. Again, one more time, if I run this one, I run one more time. We'll see if I run one more time. See, by default, it will be SCD type 1, guys. These are everything, whatever we are doing SCD type 1. Because we are not implementing the SCD type 2 here. Okay. Whatever we discussed in the earlier, in the last aggregator or this one. So we never implemented the SCD type 2. Okay. These are the SCD 1 because it has to override in the target side. I execute this one. Same query. What happened here? See, 333 records. Means they didn't handle the properly the SCD1 functionality here. Okay, then we have to raise this defect for this one. You have to take the screenshot, then we have to raise a defect. So in my target table, it's populating the duplicate records. Okay, job is executed successfully. The duplicates or records are loading into my target table. Clear, guys? Then how to check the data validation here? How to check the data validation? Can you tell me the source query? How to prepare the source query? And I can use the concat function or anything. Concat of what is that name? First underscore name and last underscore name. Come on. Sorry, to use the one more concat. C1 concat of application phone number from scott.emp. So like that you have to build your query, your logic you have to implement. Okay, so why I use the two means I use the concat of the one first name and then concat of the last name. Okay, whether I want to get the space in between first name last name, I'm populating the space in the logic. That is the reason I use for the 2 times. Okay, to run this one, we execute this one also, execute this one. How we are getting the data, you can see. Phone number is invalid. Spelling, what is the spelling mistake? Maybe PHONE_NE, correct number. Correct only. Guys, tell me what is the error here? Why it's showing the phone number and score NY is invalid identifier?
Sir, concat we are using in pipes.
No, I got the issue from you guys. Can anyone tell me why I got the error? Why it's not executed? Simple, guys. Simple issue. This one. The table name itself wrong. Whatever I given the table name itself wrong. This is not a EMP table. We have to use the customer table. Okay. Guys, please listen carefully. See, this is my table name. I given the wrong table name here. See, Ram underscore Reddy, Siva underscore Rama, Ravi underscore Kumar. Now I implement I execute this one. It won't come any duplicate values because of the data exactly matching here. It's comparing the data. There is no change on the source and target data. So it will give the 0 records only. But I have the duplicates. That is the issue. My data. Data is fine. Logic is fine. Only duplicate issue is there. Okay. So like that, you have to keep on the whatever the queries you are build, you have to reusable those queries into for all the tables, the real time. That's why I'm saying we have to prepare one time the queries. Okay, those queries only you have to change the table name, column name, and then logic. You have to reuse thing in the real time. Okay. Any doubts, guys? Today, just I'm going to stop the recording.